Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, Suresh.
Yes.
A very good morning and good evening, guys. So, before we start today's session, any questions from previous sessions? Any questions? Yes, no, maybe.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. Guys, by any chance, did you get a chance to, attempt the assignments which we have discussed? I think I have given 3 to 4 assignments, right? So far, I mean, 3 to 4 programs. Did you get a chance?
It's still work in progress for me.
Yeah,
Okay, no problem.
I tried the dictionary loops,
Mhm.
the one you just said yesterday, but we didn't have the file to check the longer one,
Got it.
nested loops. So I tried with couple of loops, just like how to sum it, and I got that myself.
Got it. I'll be sharing all the notebooks right after this session. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So, before we start today's session, there are a couple of points, guys, which I wanted to touch base on. Okay. I think your data engineering sessions would start from my Tuesday morning, which is your Monday morning. Okay. Your Monday evening. Okay. So, I think, except for a couple of topics in Python, whatever we have discussed, rest, everything will be completed. Okay. For those couple of topics, we will connect the coming weekend, guys. Okay. Indian weekend, because I don't want to skip any topics which are committed. Okay. I know they're basic topics only, but still, when it is committed, it has to be done. Okay. So one moment. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So 13th and 14th, not 13th and 14th. 13th also you'll have data engineering. So 14th and 15th, we'll have couple of sessions and then, we'll close those topics. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. At least people who are joining data engineering, I'll be there to remind you. But people who are joining in DevOps, please plan accordingly, guys. Okay. I mean, you will also get a reminder message from Career80 folks as well. Cool. Now let's get started with tuples. So like we usually do for any collection, whatever we have discussed so far, we'll start with characteristics. Tuple sets doesn't take much time. The reason being we will end up discussing the same functions and how we do it and what exactly are these collections. Okay. So first things first, collections would also store multiple values, used to store multiple values. Okay. And the tuples are ordered. So what do we mean by ordered, guys? What do we mean by ordered?
Indexed. I mean, it will be an indexed order like 1 to whatever
Yes,
values.
that's correct. So you can use indexes to access the elements. Okay, the order in which the elements are stored is of prime importance. Okay, so it will have indexes starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. Okay, and like I was mentioning, they are ordered. Now, uh, it's iterable, meaning
Can loop.
yes, you can loop the values. You can actually, iterate through all the values using for loop. Next one is duplicates. So duplicates are allowed, just like your list. Okay. And third one, I mean, the important one is immutable. Any idea?
Basically, you can't change the values in the
Sorry.
you can't change the value in the tuple.
Yes, that's correct. So basically, the meaning of immutability is you will not be able to change the values. Okay. So when I say this, the scope for using different functions is now gone. Okay. Like you'll not be able to add an element, you'll not be able to delete an element, right? You'll not be able to update an element because the tuples are immutable. Okay. But there is a workaround to do that, which we'll talk about while we are discussing different concepts. Okay. But yes, they are immutable. And so they're exactly like lists in all the other characteristics, guys. Okay. So the couple of changes here is immutability, and there is one more. They're faster than lists. Any idea why they're faster than lists?
Because they have indexes.
Lists also
Ordered.
have indexes. Lists are also ordered.
Is memory allocation contiguous? I'm not sure. I'm just throwing.
Yes,
It's
that's right.
not it's not continuous, but memory allocation is the part of the answer. If somebody can guess.
Maybe the reference to memory allocation or
Now, so basically it has static memory allocation, guys. It has
Like
static memory allocation.
predefined.
Yes, everything is predefined, but when you are changing, it will dynamically change. Okay. So for tuples, it follows static memory allocation. Okay. So it will not be allotting more memory than required. Okay. When it comes to list, it's dynamic memory allocation, and usually list are, list would take more memory because of the operations lists are bound to do. Okay, like append or extend or delete or update, right? So I'll be showing those things as well when we talk about tuples, how we can check what is the space consumed by list, what is the space consumed by uh, tuple. Okay, space is a wrong word, but it's memory. Okay, and how come these are faster? A few things I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna show you demonstration, but tuples follow the static memory allocation because once a tuple is created, you will not be changing it. You cannot change it at the very first place. Okay, when it comes to list, that's not the case. In a list, you can actually change the values. Okay, hence it follows dynamic memory allocation. Okay. So these are the few characteristics, guys, and we create tuples by using normal braces. Okay. Now let's go ahead and get our hands dirty. Okay. So few pointers here. Tuples uses braces. Tuples are immutable, whereas lists are mutable. And then tuple can be used for iteration, looping, or concatenation. Typically, they're used for data retrieval because they're faster. And use tuples where we don't want to change its values. Speed of operations is more when we use tuples. Okay. Now if I'm creating our first tuple, tup is equals to 21, 36, 14. And as usual, we'll start with type. Type of tup will be tuple, printing the same, and then using indexes. Tup of 2, tuple of 2 will give you 14. And then here I'm trying to update a value, which wouldn't work because it's immutable. Okay. Now I'm creating a new tuple is equals to 5, 6, 7, 8 using the indexes. Now using the loop for item in new tuple, print of item. So this new tuple is the one which I have created just now with 4 values. And when we iterate, this for loop would be executed 4 times. And in each iteration, this iterative variable will get the respective value. Like first iteration, first value, second iteration, second value, third iteration, third value, so on and so forth. And alternately, you can use length as well. Okay. Like range of length of new tuple, and I'm using index to print the values. Index 0, the value is 5. Index 1, the value is 6. Index 2, the value is 7. Index 3, value is 8. Okay. And negative indexes, yes, negative indexes are also supported. When it is supporting positive indices, negative indices are also supported. Okay. Now, let me take a pause. Are we good so far with all the basic operations?
Yes.
Okay. Now, converting from one collection to another collection, is it possible? Answer is yes. Okay. Now, let me show you what we have in the new tuple right now. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. And you see, whatever I'm highlighting, that's a list. And if you do the type, it will show you it's a list. Okay. But when you do tuple of these values, it will do the typecasting. And the output would be a tuple. And likewise, you can convert a tuple to a list as well. Inside this is a tuple. You might ask me, boss, how are you identifying whether it is a tuple or a list? Based on the braces, guys. Okay, so you don't have to do the type function every single time. So whenever you are printing something, whenever you are giving something, by looking at the values, you should be able to interpret. So for example, something is enclosed in a double quote or a single quote, it's a string. Something is not enclosed in quotes, but have integer values, it's an int. You see a decimal value, it's a float. Okay, you see something in square braces, it's a list. You see something in curly braces with key value pairs, it's a dict. You see something in normal braces, it's a tuple. You see something in curly braces but not key value pairs, it's a set. Okay, maybe you see true false, either T or F is uppercase. Okay, so it's a boolean. Maybe you see true or false enclosed in a quotes, they are still string. Okay, so just by looking at the value, how you are declaring it, or how you are printing it on the screen, you should be able to interpret these things. Okay, now here I'm trying to show you how I can convert a tuple to a list. That can also be done 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm converting it to a list. And you do type, you'll see the respective thing. Here I'm converting a list to a tuple, so it would be a tuple. If I do type here, it will be a list. Okay. Let me take a pause. Are we good so far?
Yeah,
You
just
you
one.
mentioned the tuples are like in the curly braces, right?
Normal
I
braces.
but whereas the list is in the
List is in square braces.
square braces.
Curly braces are for dictionaries and sets. If you are storing key value pairs in a curly braces, then it's a dict. If you are storing normal elements in a curly braces, it's a set. Are we good? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Suresh.
Great. So, boss, does that mean there is not even a workaround for adding an element or removing an element? Answer is no, we do have a workaround, and we call that concept as unpacking and repacking, which I'm gonna show you now. Okay. Sometimes words would be fancy, but what we do is the basic stuff. Okay. So just like our LinkedIn posts. Yeah. So guys, I mean, before we go here, I just wanted to share an example. It's not an example, but my experience, I would say. So yesterday somebody have sent a notebook, collab notebook file, Python code. Uh, is she there in the session today? Okay. Let me not talk about that then. So yesterday I have completed a Python course for one student from US. I mean, they are originated in India, but they moved to US long ago. Okay. So that kid is currently studying his 8th standard. Okay. So initially when I got this proposal, I was very reluctant, thinking that, Arey yaar, what I would teach to a kid. Okay. And what if he doesn't understand? What if my effort goes in vain? Okay. But, unfortunately, that guy is my ex-manager's cousin. Okay. So I don't want to lose connections to, since it was my ex-manager, I have some gratitude for him. And I ended up taking the session, but I have told him, boss, I'll be taking maybe sessions for a week or 10 days. And if I see this kid is not following, don't stress him and me both. But to my surprise, I was really, really, really impressed with the way he understood programming. I would say better than many working professionals. Okay, it could be due to many reasons, guys, because he comes up with that fresh mindset. He doesn't have any prior experience to compare with. Okay. Maybe that's the reason people keep saying unlearn and then learn. And the way he was able to cope up, I was really, really impressed. So a lot of things were going in my mind after those 10, 15 days of sessions. What I was doing when I'm studying 8th standard, honestly speaking, fighting with all my neighbors in my hometown. Okay. And then, playing cricket. I mean, everyone have their own lifestyle. I'm not prizing anyone or I'm not degrading anything. Okay. But that kid, right? There is a reason for bringing up this topic. So basically, after completing my session, so I have given him an assignment to implement a cricket game in Python using Python. Okay. So I have given him a very basic requirement. So whatever I have given you is cricket team selection, right? And after that, it's a basic requirement. It's just like a book cricket kind of game is what I have requested. I have asked him to do. And you know what? That guy have included couple of other parameters too. Say for example, if a bowler is bowling an over, okay, if a fast bowler is, or a regular bowler, I would say, is bowling an over, the probability he added more probability to get wickets. And if a proper batsman is batting, he added more probability to score runs, like score boundaries. Okay, so it's very simple. I mean, it's not machine learning or it's not something, uh, you know, it's not something which is fancy. But what he simply did is he created a list. For example, this is a bowler possibilities. Okay. So since he is a bowler, he added more zeros. Guys, can you please go on mute? Please. Uh, okay. And then -1 is for wicket. -1, -1, -1, -1. Okay. And then 1, 1, 1 for single. 2, 2, 2, 2 for 2 runs. And then maybe, less possibilities for 3. And then maybe 4, another less possibility. And then, he gave 2 or 3 instances for 6. Now, obviously, when you pick a value randomly from this list, okay, obviously it would be either 0, most probably it would be either 0 or -1 because they have the more probability. Okay, so he created the probability lists something like this. Say, for example, if a batsman, he have created more ones and twos, and then few fours and fives, and then less wickets. So when a regular bowler is playing to a regular batsman, he concatenated both these lists and selected random values. And similarly, if a bowler is batting, so he created another list for that bowler combination. Now a regular bowler is bowling. Now he concatenated both these lists and then chosen again and used a random function. Guys, you see what I'm saying? Hello.
Yes, Suresh.
Yeah. So I was really, really impressed. I mean, the kind of exposure these kids are getting these days, sometimes I feel jealous of them too.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the
So he
generation is like that.
yeah, he completed this assignment or this project in just like 3 weeks. And then yesterday we had the final review. Oh man. Okay.
That was
So
a
just
great explanation, Suresh. And Suresh, by the way, I'm the mom of the kid, that sent
yeah,
the code.
I
Yes.
have seen that code at a high level. Your good name, please.
I'm
Sorry, I'm
Sabita.
I'm just seeing guest here,
Okay, no worries. Sabita. Sabita here.
Sabita. So I have seen that at a high level. Unfortunately, I have seen that in my mobile. Okay. So
Okay,
today I'll try to find some time. If not today, at least next week. Okay, so maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll get back to you.
okay, awesome. Thank you, Suresh.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you, Sabita.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's talk about this unpacking and repacking, guys. Okay, so what is this unpacking? Basically, unpacking is nothing but you create variables from a tuple, all the values in a tuple to variables. Okay, so how do we do that? Let me show you. So here is the new tuple, and in new tuple you currently have 5, 6, 7, 8 values, right? And you should be knowing how many values you have to unpack. And here I'm doing A, B, C, D, creating 4 values in a tuple. Now this A would take value A, B would take value B, C would take value C, and then D would take value D. Okay. Now basically unpacking, what you have done is from a tuple, you have created 4 different variables to store all the values inside a tuple. Okay, independent variables. Now you might ask me a question, boss, if I have 50 values in a tuple, do I have to create 50 variables? Answer is yes. Okay, I can give you a better alternate, use list. Okay, when you have to deal with such use cases, like I was mentioning, right? You know, sometimes we should be in a position to choose what collection we would need for storing these values and doing these operations based on what we end up doing. Okay, so for 3, 4 values or 10 values, and then mostly it won't be repetitive, then you can choose a tuple. But if you see more number of values are coming in and you want to make your code dynamic, and then you want to um, change it for every run or maybe every alternate run. Okay, so your option would be a list, but in tuple you have an alternate for adding an element or removing an element using this unpacking and repacking. Okay, now type of A isn't, just want to show you these are all integer variables now, right? So can I give
So,
more number of?
Suresh,
Yeah.
sorry, one question, Suresh. So can't we use a for loop to assign these values instead of
You can,
assigning?
if you want to dynamically create a variable.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like more variables like 50 or 100, then use that looping, right?
But the question is, it is difficult to create variables dynamically with a different name.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. True.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Now, whenever you are unpacking, you should be very careful with the number of variables you are giving on the LHS, guys, because this tuple is currently having 4 values. You cannot give 5 or 3 or 2. No. Okay. So when you run this, it will throw an error saying that, not enough values to unpack. Expected 5, but you have only got 4. It is expecting 5 because you have given 5 variables over here. But whereas the tuple is having only 4. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the value of B to 77, T to 56, E to 68. E to 68. Okay. Now I'm creating this new tuple. New tuple is equals to A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Now B, D, E are defined. Now A, it will take the same value. Okay. So A is 7, sorry, A is 5, the previous value itself. B, I have changed it to 77. And then C, C is same, 7. And then D, I have changed it to 56. And E, 68. Okay. So the same thing can be done easily using, converting a tuple to a list. So tuple I have 5, 6, 7, 8. I have converted it to list. Changed a couple of values. So L of 1 to 77 and L of 3 to 56, and then appended 68 at the end and converted it back to the tuple. Because tuples could be tuples could be immutable, but your lists are mutable. This is another approach how you can do the same operations. Unpacking and repacking is tedious, and it's also an expensive operation. I mean, both these operations are expensive operations. Okay. But like I was mentioning, right, if something is expensive and still it has to be done, it has to be done. Okay. Let me take a pause. Are we good? Everyone? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Cool. So today your response is indicating me that you are cursing me for taking this session on a weekend. Come on, guys, be energetic.
No, we are fine, Suresh.
Suresh, I'm a bit confused with that redefine. So you
Mhm.
said like we cannot add or delete anything, right? But how did we update like this B to 77 or C to 56?
There,
Devalidate.
Unpack.
after unpacking, I did that. It's not in the tuple. I have
Oh, okay,
unpacked
okay.
all the values to normal variables. Then I have
Okay,
changed variables and then I have repacked it.
okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Sorry.
So assume it like your luggage, guys. Okay. So initially you have put in 4 pairs of clothes and then closed it. Okay. And after closing it, you will not be able to add more pairs, or you cannot take anything until and unless you open and do it. Okay. So this is unpacking and repacking. Same thing. Okay. Now moving on. I just want to show you a couple of operations and then show the difference between a list and a tuple. Okay. So I hope you remember I was talking about this get size of function when we are dealing with variables. Okay. Just to show you in Python, we don't have control on allocating sizes. Okay. So now I'm just importing sys. Okay. And then I'm creating a list and a tuple. List is having geeks for geeks, three values. Tuple is having geeks for geeks, three values. So basically I have copied and pasted this code from geeks for geeks. And I'm so lazy to change these values. Okay. Now if I'm using this get size of function from sys module to check, how much size they have taken in memory. Now when I run this, if you see, list have taken 88 and a tuple have taken 64 bytes. 88 bytes versus 64 bytes. This is just for three values. You now just imagine when you're storing some hundreds of values. It would make a lot of difference. Okay.
Yeah. How about the processing speed, like the CPU, or how much it will take?
That's my
Is
next
there a comparison?
example. That's
Oh,
my next example.
okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Now, before I go there, I just want to show you that we can create a list using range as well. So range of 10 will give you range from 0 to 10, right? And when you do list of range of 10, this is what you get. Similarly, if you do tuple instead of list, tuple instead of list, you'll get a tuple. Okay. Now moving on here, in addition to sys, I'm using platform and time modules as well. Okay. Now I'm creating a list with so many values. Is it 10 million or 100 million? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 10 million. Okay. And the tuple also I'm creating with 10 million. Okay. And now I'm taking the start time. You forget about syntaxes or anything else. I'm gonna get back to these things when we discuss date, time, timestamp modules. Okay. But I'm taking the start time, system time, and then, I'm accessing a value from this list, some value t of something. Okay. And then I'm taking the end time and I'm printing the total lookup time for a tuple, end minus start. Okay, so this is a lookup, right? I'm going, this might not be a lookup, but this is a search operation where I'm getting a value from 1 lakh index. No, 10, yeah, 1 lakh, 10 lakh index. And now again, I'm taking the start time and then T of 1 lakh. This is from uh list and this is from tuple. This is from sorry, this is from first one is for tuple and second one is for list of 1 lakh, and then I'm calculating the end time and then I'm doing a total lookup per list. We run this. It will take some time, guys. So far we have been dealing with 4 or 5 values. See here, total lookup for tuple 97921 and 91056. Oh, something is fishy.
I think first one is list, second.
No, second one is less one, 91056. That is 97,921. This is 91,056. Session crashed because of huge values after using all available RAM. Now let's run this again. Now the RAM is cleared.
List is faster.
Yeah. L is a list and T is a tuple. One last thing we'll do before I stop. Yeah, now you can see here.
Yeah.
Almost double, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason for the same could be you are using a cloud environment, guys. You might not got the same amount of resources for both the ones, but when I'm running it my machine, you can clearly see. Okay, so this is something which I wanted to do. And maybe when you are running it in your Google Colab, you might see a different value too. Okay.
Right.
So for example, earlier it was different and now it is different. Say, you see the RAM has been, how much RAM has been used? It already went into red state.
Yeah.
You see? Okay. So there could be multiple parameters and we have a limited set of resources here. Let me do this. One last thing. Where is this? Disconnect and delete runtime. Then let me reconnect. So that no caching or nothing is there.
RAM is going up.
Yeah. I just want to try one last thing here. See, whatever I'm running first is taking more time here.
Hmm.
Okay, because to adjust the resources. Okay, so this is the right comparison, guys, for sure. Here, if you see, it's almost 50% less. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
So
moving on. Mhm.
So
Yeah, go ahead,
for
Srinath.
for both memory and the CPU, it's list is taking more. I mean, list will take more memory and utilize more CPU.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, moving on, applications of tuples. Okay. So, where do we use tuples generally? Right? So whenever you want to return more than one value in a function. So what are the functions we have? Whatever the functions we have created so far, they only return one value, right? But let's say maybe you want to return more than one value. Okay, so that is where we'll be using a tuple, right? So you can see the example here. I'm defining a function called high and low, which would take some numbers as a parameter. Okay, so these numbers you can assume it as a list. And I'm trying to get the highest number from that list, lowest number from that list, and I'm returning two values, not just one. I'm returning two values, highest and lowest, as a tuple. Okay, now moving on. Here I'm getting lottery. Here I'm creating the lottery numbers list, which is having some numbers, and then I'm calling high and low, and then by passing lottery number as a parameter. Now, obviously, I would get a tuple because I have returned a tuple. Okay, you might ask me, boss, when you are returning a tuple here, you can also return a list or any other collection, right, which can return multiple values because collections are meant for the same reason. Okay, I totally agree with you, but you cannot do unpacking and repacking for other collections. Here I'm doing unpacking and repacking for this collection, highest and lowest. Now, highest is a different variable and lowest is a different variable. Okay, so when I'm calling this function, while I'm creating a variable to store the returned values, I'm doing an unpacking. I'm not collecting it to a single variable. Now, highest will have the highest number and lowest will have the lowest number. Let's see if it is possible with a list. Is equals to list of 10, 20. I have never tried this, so I just want to check. Great, it is possible with list as well. My bad. In that case, you can do the same with list as well. In that case, you can do the same with list as well. It's good to know.
Yeah, we can do without unpacking and all, right?
Yes, you can. Okay. I will get back to you on this, guys. Then why do we emphasize a lot on unpacking and repacking when it comes to a tuple when you can do that with list as well? Maybe, list supports those functions directly, so list might not need to unpack and repack.
Yeah.
Okay, but for this use case, you can either go for a list or a tuple. Okay, so it's need not be a tuple all the time. Okay, because using a list also you can do the unpacking. But tuples are faster. I would still recommend you to go for tuples. But technically, both are feasible. Okay, I just want to check and give you that answer. So yeah, here you can see using lists also it's possible to unpack the values.
Suresh, yes, I seen one example. Yes, list also takes unpacking and repacking, as well
Yeah,
as you can get the first number, last number, and can keep rest of them into a like as one list, as even something like
that
that.
that is possible. First number, last number eliminating that is possible using a colon operator. That shouldn't be a problem, but I
No,
have
no,
never
like
tried
as
this.
part of the unpacking, repacking.
Mhm.
Say go back to that AB, give ABC in the list and give like multiple values 10, 20, 30, 40.
Okay, let's stick to 3 for now.
No, no, just do 30, 40. Okay. And B, you can put a star in front. And
Yeah.
now print ABC.
Oh, you're saying variable list.
Yeah, so getting first and last,
Hmm?
and the rest of the elements we can keep that as one list with a one variable as
Got it.
part of the listing. I guess maybe we can do the same thing with tuple probably.
Tuple, yes, I think definitely yes, but let's check the
Yes,
same. It's a matter of adding or this to braces. Yes,
Same concept then behind.
but it is giving 20 and 30 as a list, not as a
List.
tuple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, oh, it's yeah,
It's a list,
square
not a
brackets,
tuple.
right? Yes.
Good to know. Thank you. I have never used the star B concept.
So
I have
basically, it is
used
taking
star.
the.
I have used star
Basically,
general.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So I have used star because the star itself is the star itself indicates variable. Okay. So for example, to a function when you want to pass variable parameters, or maybe to a class you want to pass variable arguments for a constructor. So we generally use stars. In Python, you have argv and there is something else. I'm not able to recollect, but these are all stars where you can pass variable arguments. Yes, Srinath, you are saying something.
No, the star B basically what it is doing is it's going for the
So
index.
basically, A is taking the first value and then C is taking the last value. Rest all is going into this B.
Okay.
Okay, so for
So if
example,
you
if I
have one
add
more number, no, 3 numbers will come into B.
3 numbers, will get into B. Because first position and the last position are properly given. So for example, if I take this star here, so first 2 positions will be same and rest all will go as a part of C. Now A will be 10, B will be 20, and rest all will go to C.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay. This is good to know. I have never used this concept. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. And then you can use the combination of collections as well, just like you did in dictionaries, right? You can use combination of collections too. Okay, so here I'm showing one example, which is list of tuples. Okay, so let us assume I have a couple of records. Okay, one Suresh Hyderabad and then two Ravi Pune. Okay, so I'm representing these two records as a list of tuples. This is what happens when you read data from a database table, guys, using database connectors. Okay, by default, you will be getting it as a list of tuples, iterable list of tuples, where every record will be a tuple inside a list. Let's say in your table, you have 100 records and you are reading maybe 50 records from those 100 records. Okay, you'll get a list of 50 tuples. Okay, and each tuple you'll have the row information or record information, just like this. And students of 0 will give me first record, and then students of 1 would give me the second record. And type of students of 0 will be a tuple. And maybe I want to access student name or student Hyderabad, I can use double indexes. From student of 1, if I do 2, you'll get location from second record, which is this Pune. Okay, and you can also iterate. I'm iterating through students list and I'm trying to get the location and name and print the same. So this is how you can access the individual columns as well. Okay, if you assume the tuple as a record. So where I have accessed name and then location for both the records. Let me take a pause. Are we good? This is another application.
Yes.
Okay. And the last one in tuple is function with variable number of arguments. Okay. So for example, I have created a function here with 2 arguments. Add 2, 3 is giving 5. But when I do add 2, 3, 5, it will throw an error. Add takes only 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given, which is not fair. Okay. So you can replace that with star A. Okay, star A, by default, whatever the arguments you pass will be read as a tuple. The star A will read that as a tuple. Okay, now I'm creating a variable result is equals to 0. And then just to show you what it is, I'm creating a tuple. I'm creating a type. Sorry, I'm printing the type. And then I'm also printing the length. Then I'm iterating through the tuple and then calculating the sum and printing the same. Okay, so if I give 2, 3, 4, 5, type is tuple, length of the tuple is 4, and then result is 14. Okay. Now multi-add 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 8, 10, 23, 56. Again, if you do the sum, the same thing. So it can take now any number of values, guys. Okay. Now,
Suresh, can you go back a little further up?
just give me a couple of minutes, please. Just give me a couple of minutes.
Sure.
Yeah. Here. You can ask your question. Somebody is asking something.
So the line number 29.
Okay.
Define add as a b, return a plus b.
Mhm.
Okay, but that's a function, right?
This is a function, correct?
S- Okay, so what is the new thing that we are learning here? I'm confused at that part. What
Okay.
you're trying to teach here.
So when you are defining a function for 2 arguments here, can you call the same function with 3 arguments?
No.
That is what you have learned. Star A. Okay, so this function works for any number of arguments. So for example, same function I have called with 4 arguments, I have called with 9 arguments. It still worked for both these arguments.
Packing now.
I haven't done any packing or unpacking here. They're just normal variables. I have used star A.
You because yeah, star A, but you're packing all these variables into star A.
I don't want to use that word packing.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Because
a,
when
it's not a tuple.
because
It's not a
when
tuple.
we I'm sorry,
It's
what
not
is
a
it?
it's not a tuple basically, or a collection. They're just values. They're just
I
arguments.
understand, but going back to the previous example, we did unpacking, right? So when we
Mhm.
gave a list of values in a tuple or in a list, and assigning them to set of variables,
Mhm.
giving a star of certain variable, we're unpacking that from the given set of data items. So here we're giving set of data items to a star A. If that is called unpacking, wouldn't this be called as packing? I don't know. I'm just
No.
curious to know that part.
So basically unpacking is, unpacking the values in a collection to independent variables. Okay. So vice versa is packing. And
Yeah.
we are not doing that here, right? So basically star A is a tuple which can take any number of arguments. As simple as that. Okay. So
Okay, so
here we are
you're
not doing
saying
any.
star A is a tuple.
Is it, you can assume it as a tuple, but it would be read as a tuple. See, I created this star AS tuple anywhere? Nowhere I have created that, right? This is just an argument variable. Okay. Now, when I'm calling a function with 4 values, this is creating A as a tuple with 4 values. Python itself, not me. I have nowhere written that logic. Okay. And when I'm calling the same function with 9 values, the same thing is happening. It is creating a tuple. Okay. And, uh, assigning all these 9 values to the tuple. Okay. So basically that's how star A works, or any star argument would work.
Okay.
Okay. So this time I want to make double sure that this won't happen with list. And I have checked it when you're asking that question, and then I have said, okay, we can go and discuss. Right?
So
Are we good?
instead of star A, can we pass a empty list? I don't know. I'm just asking. So
Like this? You can, but you should be passing these values also as a list, not as an independent arguments.
okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Cool. So can we take a quick break before we start sets?
Yeah.
Sets won't take much time, guys. Sets would hardly take 20 minutes. Okay, so we'll take a quick 10-minute break though. I'm adding 10-minute buffer for the 20 minutes so that we can close sets and frozen sets today. Are we good?
Can we continue without break? Because if it is just 20 minutes, I think we can continue, right?
I cannot guarantee that. With your questions, it can go up to 30 minutes. Now your batch is unpredictable. Let me tell you what, if it is any other batches, by this time all the committed sessions are completed. Okay, so basically I have given estimate based on my previous experience. Guys, I'm not blaming anyone or I'm not saying anything. Okay, but we are having some good discussions, right? So I don't mind taking those additional hours for sure. Okay, but I cannot guarantee you 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So generally, again, I'm coming back to my regular experience. In my regular sessions, these tuples and sets will be completed in 50 minutes. That's why you are seeing them in the same notebook. Okay, so these are not
Yeah.
the notebooks which I have created for your course or for your batch. They are my regular notebooks. Okay, so allow me 5 minutes, guys, at least if not 10 minutes, because I have to talk for another 30 minutes.
Yeah, we take 10 minutes break.
Okay, cool. So it's 7:36 right now. We'll come back by 7:45. Are we good?
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Indy. Just now, some lady mentioned about the star, B star. I want to talk to her. Is she available now?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, hi, Indy. What's your name?
Ratna.
Okay, Ratnagaru. Are you learning from any other source like these things, or uh, can you mention the source? I just want to check that.
So, just Googled because I'm trying to work out on the, some of the homework assignments he gave yesterday.
Okay.
So part of that I was, I think that, the cricket game thing. So I was really, checking like how to, get the, compare two different lists and then get unmatched list, like a
Okay.
unmatched items or
No,
something like,
this was in
part of
the
the logic, and I couldn't really figure out how to, like I was
Oh,
looking at the, Google part, and then I came across this. I mean, of course, that doesn't really, help me, to resolve my issue. So
okay.
I thought it was interesting. So
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome. Normally, like when you Google, if you see the Stack Overflow,
Okay.
yeah, so if you go there and look at the different code snippets, Stack Overflow is, the solutions are given by different people. So it's like a different sets of logics you will find. So that's a good way to learn for the same, problem, like, different people come up with different, types of solutions. So, that gives access to us to learn, oh, is it, something like this, is it even available? And we will find out new
Different
libraries and
solutions for different forms for same thing.
yes.
Okay.
That's for any language, Stack Overflow is always a good source to,
Stack Overflow, right?
yeah. So, I mean,
Okay.
like when you Google, you always get these things. So,
Yeah, like if
if you
you mention any problem or something, we get that
yeah,
thing.
so
Different
that's the
people
best place
do-
because they give different options for that. So,
Yeah.
Hi, can someone help me? This is second session I am attending. What is the editor Suresh is using? What should I download?
which one?
The editor that Suresh
It's
is
a
using.
Google Colab.
Google Colab.
Is that a free download?
Just go to the Google and type Google Colab Notebook so that you will get it as it's a free source. So you can just do, or you can follow the second session from him where he mentioned everything in detail. Like
I see.
19th July Python from the downloads also, you can go for that.
19th of July. Thank you so much.
June, sorry.
Oh, okay, sure. Thank you. It's called Google. What is that?
Google Colab.
Colab.
Google
Okay,
Colab.
got it. Yeah, thank you. The follow-up question: can we do same thing using PyCharm?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, yeah, you can use PyCharm as well.
So any difference over one another?
The PyCharm you actually need to download and because different people use different IDs. So Mr. Suresh has mentioned this one, but we can use PyCharm also, totally fine.
Yes. Got it.
Yeah, any other people are doing any research about any other sources or any blogs you're following, you can just mention. At least it's useful for other people also.
Yeah, I have found like this one program. It's like one of at one time Suresh Garu he mentioned about a book about Python. So while I was researching about that, I came across this. It's called programming-23.mooc.fi. It's a Helsinki University program. I think they have good introductory programs, exams. Like if you go to that link, you can see a lot of exercises and they have some slides and videos as well. And yeah, it is really good.
Could you put that in chat, please?
Somehow I'm not allowed to type anything on my chat. It says it's disabled somehow. So,
Oh, I can do it, but or else
so
you can
let
just
me give you
mention
the
WhatsApp as
link.
WhatsApp. Or, we have a group, right? In that also you can just text it, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to write it down, just write like programming-23
Okay.
.mooc.fi.
Okay.
Yeah, they have videos, slides, and introduction to programming about all this Python, and they have some exercises, and yeah, it's good actually if you go through it.
That's nice to hear.
I'm sorry, I just came. What was that your discussion going on?
Yeah, we are actually talking about other any sources to learn from us. So
Yeah,
I came.
or a new practice about Python. She mentioned something about the programming, some link, and it's from Helsinki University. So she says it's far better. I mean, like it's better to do some practice.
Can you
Yeah,
put
they
in
have
the
some
chat?
exercises, very introductory program, I think. Yeah, they have some exercises in that. And it's good if just go through the link and I think go through all the links in there, like grading, exams, exercises. So you'll understand that.
Can you name again that what you're saying?
It's programming-23 PROGRAMMING hyphen
Can you
23
put that
dot.
in chat if you don't mind?
Yeah,
Actually, my
mentioning
chat
it.
somehow is disabled. I cannot type anything here.
Yeah, I don't know your name. Who is speaking now?
Yes, you put it in the chat.
Yeah,
It's
You
exactly.
can just check. I'll text it in the WhatsApp as well. Maybe it was stay.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got in the chart.
Yeah, somehow you have access.
Yeah, thank you.
It's not disabled. So basically, when you join this link every day, you'll have chart enabled. But if you just click on rejoin, for some reason chart is not enabled. We are not able to type anything in the chat. Even I face this issue with Teams.
Okay.
Okay, so for example, once we drop off from this session, tomorrow when you come back and when you click on rejoin, for some reason I'm not able to access chat.
Okay. Yeah, I mentioned it in WhatsApp as well. So if everybody wants.
Yeah. Or alternately, you can share it with Career folks as well. They can share it with the bigger group.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Cool. Now let's move on to the next collection, guys, which is sets. Okay. So sets also stores multiple values. Guys, I request you to please go on mute if you are not talking. Lakshmi, can you please go on mute?
Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Okay. Yes, sets also helps you to store multiple values because it is also a collection. And sets is unordered. Okay. So unordered meaning, again, just like dictionary, you will not be able to access values using indices. Okay. But it is iterable. You can access all the values using for loop. And then duplicates are not allowed. Okay. Meaning you'll not be able to store duplicate values. It won't throw any error though, unlike dictionaries, but it will not add duplicate values. Okay. They'll be automatically filtered. And then sets are also sets are mutable or immutable. We'll check that. Okay. And then sets are faster because they also uses hash maps and hash tables concept in the backend. Okay. And the most important thing when it comes to sets is it supports set operations. Any idea what exactly set operations is? Any idea what exactly set operations is?
Is it like a length of set?
That is not set operation. You learned sets in your high school, right? Set A, set B, and then set operations. So set operations are nothing but union, intersection,
Union,
minus
intersection.
operation.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Subset.
Yes. And sets are mutable, guys. Because we only have one immutable collection, which is tuples. Okay, sets are mutable. And sets, we create sets using curly braces. Now you might ask me, boss, we are using curly braces to create dict as well. How would Python recognizes whether it's a set or a tuple? Sorry, set or a dict, depending on the values inside these curly braces. If they're all individual values, just integers or strings, it will be a set. And if the values are key value pairs, then it would be recognizing it as a dict. Okay. We'll go ahead and do some operations. So here I'm creating a set using curly braces with some values 15986 and type of S will be set. Okay. But it will be little tricky when you create an empty set because you cannot create an empty set like this. When you do this, it will be recognized as a dict by default. Then how can I create an empty set? Using a set constructor. Okay, so this is how we create an empty set. Now, type of empty dict is dict, you see, and the type of empty set will be a set. Empty list and an empty tuple, this is how you create. But when you are initializing the values, name and Suresh, here name Suresh, which is a key value pair, it's a dict. And when you're initializing values in curly braces, you need not use a set constructor here. It will automatically create a set. Okay. And you can also typecast other collections to set. Say, for example, these are list of values and I'm typecasting it to set. Type of S will be set. And then print of S, this is what happens. And then membership operator works here. Membership operator works in any collection though. Length function. And then heterogeneous feature, you can store multiple values, values of multiple data types. And then using for loop. Okay, now let me take a pause here. How many of you understood whatever we have discussed about set so far?
Yeah, it is a little confusing.
Yeah,
Like
that
you
print.
told it is curly braces,
No,
but you're
one after the one, please. One after the one. Soumya, you go ahead. You started first.
yeah, thank you. You mentioned it curly braces, but in can you go little upwards? It is you are defining it as set down. Please go down. In number 45, I guess, 46. Yeah, the same thing. You mentioned it in the square thing. So
This is typecasting. This is a list basically.
okay.
Okay. And then I'm typecasting it to set.
Yeah. Okay. Understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one, please.
Yeah, there in the line number 47, you said a print S, right? So first you told in the line number 45, S is equal to sweat and that 1428. But when you told print S, it is typing that 98, 76, those, right? It should type 1423. That's that one, right?
Did I
S
run
is
this?
equal to.
I think so. It's not
I think
allowed
both
duplicates.
are. No. Wait. Please. Okay. Let me correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is also having the same values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically this is printing the same one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How come it is printing only 7? I think I must have given some duplicate. Yes, 45 is a duplicate. So it's the same. Yes. Okay. Maybe you want to check it further. I'm giving 100 as well. And then when you print S, you'll see 102. And you can't expect a set to print everything in order. This is an unordered collection.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was not seeing in order. Okay, that's why.
Yeah. No problem.
9814. Okay. So to just initialize it, you are giving that square bracket. So square bracket is compulsory to whenever you want to give like that, or
No.
just I can give square round brackets that numbers.
You can do that too because you can typecast it from a tuple as well. It worked. So this is basically typecasting. So I'm converting a tuple to a set. Earlier I have converted a list to a set. Make sense?
Yeah. Okay. You're just converting it to typecast.
Yes.
Okay.
More questions? Okay, cool. I agree. I have, increased my pace for teaching these few basic things and just wanted to see how many of you managed to follow. Okay, so which is good. Almost everyone have followed all the other functions except this one part, which is okay. Meaning you all have improved, guys.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that I'm creating a set here B, and having these values 18B hello 25. Again, I'm typecasting it from a list using this constructor. Okay. Now I'm iterating through the values. Now I'm adding a value. B dot add of 3 will add a new value. Now this is the latest one. And then we have this update function when you want to add more values, 4 world and then 32. When I do this, these 3 values would be added. You see 4 is added and then world is added and then 32 has added. Now length will be more 9. And then here we already have 3 and I'm trying to add 3 again. It won't throw any error, but it will automatically filter out the duplicate values. Okay. And I can convert a set back to any other collection data type. So here I'm converting it to a list, which is possible. And this is what exactly I have done in one line earlier. Okay. If I replace that L with this one, this is what exactly I have done there. Okay. And I can also convert a a set to a list. Okay. So this is about, converting them to other compatible data types. Let me take a pause. Are we good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And then removing v dot remove of 25 will go remove 25 from the set. And then b, you'll not have 25 anymore. Okay. And then remove of 90. If a element which you are trying to remove is not found, it will throw an error. Okay, key error, meaning 90 is not there, but you have another function called discard. So basically this discard function works similar to remove, but it will not throw any error if an element is not found. So for example, 90 is not there in set and it didn't throw any error. Just to show you what we currently have. Okay, and then we also have pop function. So in our earlier discussions for other collections, pop always ended up removing the last value, right? So here it is unordered. Here, since it is unordered, it will just remove an element randomly when you use a pop function. 32. If I run it again, it will remove some other element 1. If I run it again, it will remove some other element hello. Okay, so it will just randomly remove an element. So when it is randomly removing an element, I don't find a use case for using pop, and I have never used it when it comes to sets. Okay, because either you remove an element by value or by index. Here indexes are not supported, so we'll end up using removing an element by value whenever needed. Okay. Now this is what we have in B after running pop and discard or remove multiple times. Okay. Now the important concept, guys. This is a very important concept. The set operations. This is where we predominantly use sets when we have this use case. Okay, so let us assume Career IT is operating in a couple of branches in Hyderabad. One is Kukatpalli and one is Gachibowli. And then in Kukatpalli, we offer these courses, Python, Data Science, Big Data, and then Angular. In Gachibowli, we are offering these courses, Python, Data Science, Big Data, AWS, and then DevOps. Okay. Now, maybe you want to find what are the courses we offer in both the branches. We do intersection, which would give you the common elements. Okay, so what are the common elements here? Python, data science, and then big data. When I run this, you will get the common courses which we are dealing in both the branches, big data, data science, and then Python. Okay, and then can you guess what would we get in the difference operation when we are doing difference operator? GB courses, difference KP courses.
Which are in Gachibowli, but
Which
not
are
in Kukatpalli.
AWS and DevOps.
Yes. Okay. That's correct. So you will get the courses which are there in Gachibowli, but not in Kukatpalli. This is equivalent to minus operation in SQL, A minus B. Okay. And maybe you want to do B minus A, you'll have to change the variables here. Now KP courses dot difference of GB courses.
Angular.
It will give you Kukatpally exclusive courses, which is Angular. And then maybe you want to see what Career IT has to offer as an organization. It doesn't matter what branch is teaching what courses, but as a Career IT institute, you know what it has to offer. We do a union where we get all the courses. Okay. So if you ask me only these three operators set support, no, we have other set operations also supported by sets, which we will discuss in frozen sets. Okay.
One
So
question.
yeah,
Sorry.
please.
In
Please,
list
please
we
go
get
ahead.
everything ordered, but sets we get unordered.
Yes.
So it's a difference, right? Sometimes some things we want it in an order, like ascending, descending numbers and things.
Mhm.
So then sets are not useful in such criteria, right?
Not useful. You'll be choosing lists.
Okay. And why sets are more specifically used?
For the set operations, whenever you come across a scenarios where you want to do the set operations and then faster search operations compared to list. Okay.
Basically, the only
And
difference I felt is mutable, unmutable.
no, both are mutable.
Oh,
Both list
okay,
and
listings.
sets are mutable.
Couples are okay.
Okay.
Yeah, got you.
So faster search operation. Okay. And then the set operations. And maybe you always want to filter out duplicate values. Okay. So these are the scenarios which I can tell you for sure. Make sense?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. Now moving on. Frozen sets. So frozen set is exactly like a set, just that, you know, it's frozen, meaning it's immutable. Sets are mutable and frozen sets are immutable. That's the only difference, guys. Rest everything is same. Okay. Now, I'm creating a tuple and then creating a frozen set from a tuple. You can create a frozen set from anything. Okay. So if you do fs, will give you frozen set of these values. And then I'm creating a list here. Hello all. Type is list. And I can create a frozen set from a list as well. I'm printing yes, you can see. Okay, and you have a set here 10, 20, 30. You can create a frozen set from a set as well. Okay, FS1, 10, 20, and 30. Okay, and frozen sets are also unordered. You will not be able to access elements by indexes. And then frozen sets are iterable just like your sets. You can use for loop to iterate through the values. Okay, and then let's see if we can create a frozen set from a dictionary. Now, this is something interesting, right? Which we haven't discussed so far. I'm creating a dictionary and then type of dictionary is dict. Okay. And I'm trying to create a frozen set from this dictionary. And you will be able to create a frozen set, but you'll only have keys, but not values. You see? And maybe if you want to get values, this is how you go about it. I'm just iterating through this frozen set created from a dictionary. I'm printing the key as is, and dictionary of that key will give the value. Okay, let me take a pause. Are we good?
This frozen set once, can you tell? Yeah, again, once can you repeat? So this step, yeah, from that last two steps, yeah, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, okay. Sri, you tell me what I'm doing here. What is D?
So you are just assigning that one frozen set to that dictionary. D equal to
No,
names.
it's not assigning. So basically, I'm trying to convert a dictionary to a frozen set, correct?
Yeah, dictionary you are assigned. Yeah, you are converting to frozen set.
Yeah, and frozen set or tuple or a list doesn't store values in the key value pairs, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what it would do is it will still convert your dictionary to a frozen set, but only with keys.
Oh, it will only convert keys.
Now, if you see, values are eliminated. Suresh and Python, you are only seeing keys, course and names.
Yeah, only keys. Yeah.
Okay. Now this is a frozen set, right? I can iterate through this frozen set using for loop because frozen sets are also iterable.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now for key in this frozen set, obviously I would get course and name in key. And to fetch the value, I'm using dictionary. D of key. D is nothing but your dictionary.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let's say this is course. Then D of course is Python. Let's say this key is name. D of name is Suresh. That is what is printed over
Value.
here.
Okay. So okay, DF name.
Okay. Now
Okay.
let's see converting this dictionary to a list. Can you guess what would be the output, guys?
Only values.
Sorry?
Values will come in the list.
Python and Suresh.
That's keys.
See what we got?
Key.
Okay. Now let's convert it to set. Can you guess what would be the output?
Values.
Values or
Name course.
Same keys.
Now let's convert it to tuple. Can you guess what could be the output?
Same.
Yes. This time you
Values.
lost interest in values. Yes, you will never get values, guys, because values can be achieved or values can be retrieved by using keys. So whenever you're converting dig to any other data type, you will only get keys. Make sense?
Yes.
okay.
Okay. Now moving on, we will try to do some more set operations. Okay, but whatever the set operations I have taught in sets, whatever the set operations I'm going to teach now, they are applicable for both set and frozen sets. I just divided them into two different topics. Okay, few for set and few for frozen sets. But all these set operations you can do using both sets and frozen sets. Okay, so here I'm creating A with these values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, B with 5, 6, 7, 8, C with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then D with 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, now A union B, we'll get all the values from A and all the values from B, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Though we have 5, 6 repeated in both these frozen sets, will not have duplicates stored. Okay, so you'll see them only once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then intersection B, you'll get only common values, A and B, sorry, 5 and 6. And then difference, what you have in A but not in B. So you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. B difference A, what you have in B but not in A, 7, 8. Okay, now symmetric difference, any idea?
Common values it will remove or?
Yes. So basically the definition of symmetric difference in sets terminology is A minus B union B minus A. Okay, so if you see A minus B is 1, 2, 3, 4. B minus A is 7 and 8. Okay, when you do a symmetric difference, you'll get A minus B, the output of A minus B union B minus A. Okay, converting it into layman terminology, you'll get all the values except common values. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 you got from A, 7, 8 you got from B, 5, 6 common values are eliminated. Let me take a pause. Are we good?
Yes.
And then B symmetric difference A, you'll get the same output, guys, because A minus B union B minus A or B minus A union A minus B is same. Okay, now the next function is subset. What is a subset, guys? Any idea?
Which has more, which is already like 1, 2, 3, 4 is already a subset of B. Like if it has the same values, then we can say A is subset of B or B is subset of A.
Yes. If all the values in one set is present in the other set, then it is called as a subset. So here I'm checking if D is subset of A. Okay. So what do we have in D? 10, 20, 30, 40 and A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Answer is no. So it will return false. E subset would return false. Now C is subset of A. C has 1, 2, 3, 4 and A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all the values of C is present in A. So answer is true. Sorry, this one, right? Answer is true. And then we have another function called superset. So it's vice versa of subset, guys. Okay. If C is subset of A, then A is superset of C. Okay. And one last function, disjoint. Any idea what exactly a disjoint is? Disjoint sets are?
Both don't have any common.
Common.
No common elements.
Yes. When you don't have any common elements, that's when you get this as true, else false. So B disjoint D is true. Let's see why. B have 5, 6, 7, 8, and then D has 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. It's a disjoint. In fact, D is a disjoint set with all A, B, C. Okay. Are we good, everyone?
Yeah. So what is like a main difference between a set and frozen set? So same set also has that intersection difference, but it doesn't
But
have symmetry.
sets are mutable. Frozen sets are immutable. They're frozen. You'll not be able to add a value, remove a value, or update values. You cannot do. Those functions are not supported.
Okay. But it has the same. There's a superset and subset I can do in set also. So
Yes, you
join
can.
or disjoint.
You
Okay.
can. You can. So for example,
Only
here I'm able to add this value, right? Now if I go here and if I try the same operation, it will throw an error. Frozen set object has no attribute add.
Okay. Even that pop, discard, nothing we can.
No, you can't. You can't add,
Okay.
you can't remove, you can't update. Okay. So you're making it frozen. Are we good? Everyone?
So,
Yeah.
so do we have like packing or unpacking for this one, frozen one?
I think there should be. Let's see. Let me check with set. Looks like no. No.
Okay, sir.
Can someone tell me the reason? Guess, guess. So what is common between a tuple and a list, and what is not common between tuple,
They,
list, and a set?
they're not ordered.
Perfect. Perfect. So 10 is not the first element, guys. Right? So you just because you have written 10 first here, it doesn't mean that it's first element every single time. They are not ordered. Are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Suresh.
Okay. So this is how I experiment things. Whenever I got something in my mind, I'll just try to create the simplest of the examples and see if it is working. Okay. So I think we'll stop here. We are still left with Python string functions and then files and time, date time, calendar, and then time deltas. So these are the topics which are still left. So tomorrow we'll see what we can complete and then we'll meet the coming weekend which is my Saturday, Sunday, your Sunday, Monday, your Sunday, Monday evening. Okay. So any questions before we wrap up today's session?
You are going to share this sheet, right?
I'm gonna share all the notebooks
Okay.
today. Okay. So please expect them to be uploaded by tomorrow because today is a holiday. Okay. So you can expect, support folks from Career ID to upload them to the drive which you are using by tomorrow. Are we good?
Yeah.
Thank you, Suresh.
And next class, Suresh, it will like Azure class or DevOps.
Yes, we do have a session tomorrow as well. And Azure will start from Tuesday, guys, which is my
Oh.
Tuesday morning, your Monday evening.
Oh, Monday evening. Okay.
Yeah, your Monday evening, my Tuesday morning.
Yeah. Same time, right? 6:30 Indian time.
I think it should be same. I think it should be same.
Okay.
Okay, but you will receive all the details from Career IT, an official confirmation.
Oh, okay. The link
Yeah.
also. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, everything you'll receive from
Okay.
Career IT folks. I think you must have registered, right?
Yeah.
So you will be receiving all those things shortly.
Yeah, one question, Suresh. This is data engineering. Will you give the cloud for us to practice as well, or only like the Python, you'll just take the classes?
I'll not be dealing with cloud, guys, for sure. Okay, I'll tell you how you can create your own cloud, the trial account, which will be valid for 1 month. Okay. And, I mean, it depends on how many credit cards you have, right? So they'll give you a free cloud worth $199. Okay. And that subscription is valid for 1 month. So for example, I'm using a licensed version and I don't end up paying too much in a month. I can show you how much roughly it would cost if you are following all my instructions. If you go and try it by yourself, I wouldn't guarantee. So right now I'm currently taking data engineering batch. Okay, so this is what I paid last month. This is INR, not USD.
That's not bad, but we need to access from India, I think, because from here, if you access, it will be more and.
Correct.
We'll see how it
You
goes.
connect through VPN, I guess.
That I don't know, but I think even for our previous attempts to Visa failed. I think this is detected from my card yesterday. Okay, and that's none of our business at this point in time. Yeah. So you're saying something? So you are using US cards and US location. It will be in USD, guys. Okay. So you can convert the same 528 into USD.
Oh, same
Okay.
528 rupees in USD just for 1 month.
It's not for 1 month, Shri. It depends on usage. Okay. So whatever the services I'm gonna create, right? I create with the minimum requirements.
Okay.
Okay. I'll not end up spinning a huge cluster or spinning a huge infrastructure for a service, right? So these are all pay as you go services. So you pay for what you use.
Okay.
Okay. So for you, if you have 2 credit cards, you can manage the entire course.
Okay.
Okay. In my case, I'll have to take 2 credit cards for every batch. That's not possible, right? So I have to go with the, pay as a paid subscription.
Okay. Got you. What you're telling.
Okay. So I have applied for Microsoft certification for trainer program. If I get through, I'll get a free subscription for training you guys.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Okay. So fingers crossed, most probably in a month or so, I should be getting that certification too.
Oh, okay.
I'm done with the exam. I'm just waiting
Oh.
for the next steps.
Oh, next steps. Oh, okay. Like a basic like certifications also you will guide us, Suresh, like
I'll
AZ900.
guide.
Okay.
DP2, AZ900 is nothing, yeah. AZ900 just fundamentals. So if you really want to get certified, it's DP203.
EP203.
DP203 for data engineer, Microsoft Certified Data Engineer Associate.
Oh, okay.
It's in Coursera, or can you mention the links, like, or directly we can Google it?
You can directly Google it. You can just type DP203 and it will redirect you to Microsoft site. It's not in Coursera. You'll have to do that from Microsoft.
DP203. Okay, Microsoft Certified Azure.
This is the exam, Azure Certified Data Engineer Associate.
So the Microsoft Learn has this like a course, or they have the learning path. So do you think it will take us how long? How far it will take us to the certification?
If you can memorize all the content that is there in this particular link, okay, so you will be able to clear the exam for sure. Okay, so for example, they have good content, continue course. These
They
are all
have a lot of
content
modules
only.
in that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, not everything is needed. They are talking about Data Factory, Synapse, Stream Analytics, Event Hub, Lake Storage, and then Databricks. But in real time, generally we use Azure Databricks 80% of the time, and then Data Factory, I would say 18% out of remaining 20, and then Synapse 2%. That's how 70% of the data engineering projects are built today. Okay. And then this Azure Stream Analytics, I have never seen anybody using it. Event Hubs, yes, people use for real-time streaming scenarios, but they mix it up with PySpark streaming rather than going with Azure Stream Analytics, which is again a costlier service.
Are you going to touch base the PySpark as well, or only just the Azure data?
Without
So
PySpark, without PySpark, what you'll do in Databricks? Nothing. So Databricks is like your Google IDE, Google Colab IDE. Okay.
I'm
And
asking
PySpark is Python.
in the training, will you teach us the PySpark as well?
I'll teach SQL as well.
Oh, that's great. But for the exam purpose, we need to learn everything, right? Maybe in real time, we might not use the stream and event, but whereas for the completion of the course, I think
it's not a question for you, Soumya. It's a question for everyone. So, do you want a certificate or knowledge?
Both.
Well, certificate. Yeah.
Knowledge.
So if you want certificate, I'll give you a link.
We need certificate.
If you want certificate, I'll give you a link using which you can clear it tomorrow itself.
Oh.
Yeah,
Please share that also.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe after the knowledge.
Maybe once
after
the
your
course is
session.
done, we definitely use your services.
Guys, I'm working on data engineering day in and day out. Okay. And unfortunately, the certification have become one of the metric for appraisals. So, I have 10 to 15 certifications which I have never worked on.
That's really true. But US, the shortlisting process is really based on certification.
I know.
Yeah,
I
here
know.
if you do certificate, at least they will take our resume will get picked.
Like I said, right? Like I said, right? All you need is 1,500 rupees to clear certification.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Okay.
Then,
So that shouldn't be your goal though. But yeah.
One
And
last question, Suresh, from
yeah.
my side. We need to cover the Python, SQL, Azure Data Factory, Databricks, and later on we'll learn about PySpark. And that's it in data engineering, or any other specific topics?
See, data engineering, I don't look at services, Soumya. I look at solutions.
Okay.
Okay, data engineering is not about learning services.
Got
Okay, how you implement a data solution? Okay, how you build those end-to-end pipelines? Because today it's Data Factory, tomorrow it could be AWS Glue or maybe GCP Data Fusion. Okay, but you understand the data pipeline, how it is built and what it does and what is needed, you know, you will not be a cloud dependent anymore. Okay, not just cloud, we have come from on-premise systems to cloud, and then in cloud we have multiple clouds. Okay, so either you learn a service or you learn a solution, it all depends on that. So at least uh, I have almost 5 years of experience into cloud. Maybe I got delayed by 1 year. Uh, when people started migrating to cloud, I started my cloud journey in 2018. Exactly, Azure, with Azure. But I worked on AWS, I worked on GCP as well. And during this 5-6 years, right, whenever I have given interviews, I have taken interviews, all I look at is the cloud knowledge, whether somebody is having this cloud knowledge, whether somebody is having data engineering knowledge, he knows how to build a data solution. I'm good, because ADF, you'll be able to work on AWS Glue with minor learnings. Okay, and you talk about platform as a service, Databricks. You are learning Databricks today in Azure, but you will have you already had the same Databricks in AWS and GCP as well. Nothing will change. Okay, and then we have queuing mechanisms like Event Hub in here, and then Kinesis in AWS and PubSub in GCP. At the end of the day, all the three were built on top of Kafka.
Got it. So it's going to be more job based, or because Python you just did the touch base of all the basics and it was like basic program. But will the data engineering course more be of job based, like real time how we work? It will be that thing, or
Real time is always theory.
because generally the trainings what people do is like real time how they work actually. They'll be showing the system screen and everything and they will be practicing like that. So it's going to be more of that kind, the data engineering course.
Okay, let me set up the right expectations, guys. I'm not sure with whom you got a chance to do that, but you know, that is not accepted with any organization, at least in India. Okay. Honestly speaking, if we connect with you in a Zoom meeting or anything else, right, we are gone. Okay. So sharing our screen and showing what we are building in the real time projects is not possible. If your expectation is that, let me say no. Okay, so what I'm gonna teach, I'm gonna take a similar data sets and I'm gonna replicate the scenarios what I'm doing on a daily basis. Okay, and also if I'm working on TBs of data in my real-time project, I'll end up working in KBs and MBs of data in programming here in our trainings. Okay, because I cannot pay $1 lakh
No, no, no.
as a
Yeah,
fee.
and the question I asked maybe it differently. I think, but what I
Mhm.
am expecting, or not me, like what everybody expects is like at least some of the real time things, not exactly the real time, but if you can touch base all the
Yeah,
scenarios.
real-time scenarios would be there. So for example, I'm going to show you how to create an SHIR, self-hosted integration runtime, and we'll show you how we ingest data from on-premise database to uh, cloud storage. Okay, so we don't have an on-premise database. So in our case, my on-premise database would be my machine itself. Okay, the
Yeah,
process would be same. So here I'll be using local IP address, and there you'll be using IP address of the server, your database server, but it's the same JDBC connection. Right? So this is where I want to set up the right expectations. Say, for example, I want to move a file from SFTP server to storage. Okay, so here we
yeah,
don't have an SFTP server setup. So what I would be doing is I will be using my local directory. When I say local directory, a folder in your Windows machine.
yeah,
And
correct.
I'll show you how you can pull it out. And then once it is into storage, the copy activity, data flow activity, or running a Databricks notebook would be same.
Okay, that
Okay,
makes
say
sense.
for example, I have worked on some kind of fuzzy logic to do a kind of metadata identification. Say for example, Soumya Gajula, Gajula Soumya, same user. It's not two different users. Let's say we have two different records in the database. We need to identify the master record. Okay, so we'll try to implement that use case. Like I said, it might not be on a TB scale. It would be on a KBs or MB scale, but the coding will still be same, or the approach will still be same. Okay,
Okay.
so here also I'll show you how to use Key Vault, how to hide all the secrets. I'm gonna show you how to build end-to-end pipelines, like how to trigger Databricks notebook using ADF and other things. But if you ask me, what's CI/CD integration, I'll not be able to do because I'm not a DevOps guy.
Okay.
Make
So
sense?
just for
Yeah, yeah.
So even in the real-time environment as a data engineer, you write code and you push your code to Git, and rest everything will be taken care of by the DevOps team,
DevOps people.
building
Oh, yeah.
those Jenkins pipelines and other things. So here I might not be able to show you the Git integration as well, but Git integration, even though you don't have any real-time experience working on Git, once you have joined your organization or joined the project, you take 5 minutes KT from the existing folks, you will get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
GitHub desktop. Okay.
YouTube as well.
Yeah, so these are the things which will be out of scope of data engineering session. But when it comes to solutioning, yes, I'm going to deal with all the topics, almost all the topics.
Okay.
Okay.
Like you also know like how you take interviews, right? You also take interviews in the existing role, right? So just to help us at the end of the like how the interviewer will ask, like what the scenarios he might ask us to like for the interviewer, what are the most important scenarios everyone will ask.
That depends on project to project,
Project
Shri,
to
but
project.
I'll give you those things. See, 99% of the data engineering interviews are driven by your resume because I'm telling you very honestly. I never think about whether you're having a genuine experience or a fake experience or whatever it is, right? So I always look for knowledge. Okay. But
Yeah, knowledge. Yeah.
but if you don't have that, I wouldn't consider. Okay. Again, it boils down to your experience as well. The level of interview wouldn't be same for all the experience ranges. Okay. So if not just me, anybody would check for your genuine experience, and that genuine experience we will get to know by your projects. Okay. So projects are the ones which play a very, very, very important role, connecting the dots. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you could do that well, then 60% of your interview is done. And rest of the questions, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to answer with my sessions. At least 70 to 75% of the questions.
Yeah.
Okay. And like I always tell you, see, anytime when you are attending a live trainings, right, we are a mere mentors. Okay. So don't expect us to teach everything. Okay. So not just with Python data engineering or any course, any trainer, guys. Okay. So if your expectation is that, after attending this session, I'll be able to know 100%. No, yeah, even the trainer doesn't know 100%.
Maybe that doesn't work. But what
Yeah.
we expect is like learning theory doesn't make sense because we are not college students. But what we are expecting is like in real time because we don't get any things from anybody. Only you can help us with that.
Yes.
Like how actually we need to use the system, how we need to move to Git, or how actually we need to do the process in the system.
That will be there. That will
Cloud,
be there
how
for
we
sure.
need to use, what are the keys for certain things. Those are you only can help us because
Yes.
things we don't get actually from YouTube or any other thing. Even though if you do courses also, only knowledge is there, but
That I'll
practically
take
we
care.
don't know what is happening.
Yeah, that I'll take
Yeah,
care.
that one.
Not a problem.
Yeah, that is what.
That I'll take care. Don't worry.
So are we
Okay.
going to use like a project-based training so we can use the project in our resume by the end of the the class, like the
Okay. Now I understood your question. So this is not a full stack course or something else. This is a data services. We are learning more than 3 services. I would say more 4 to 5 services we'll end up learning by the end of the session. Okay. So project, I'm gonna explain how you stitch all these together to create end-to-end pipelines. Okay. And it's going to be you who will do the project, actual project. Okay. So let's say what I'm gonna do is I'll give you A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and you're gonna do A plus B plus C plus X plus Y plus Z. Okay.
Okay,
So
yes.
if I teach taking a project scenario into use case, I will miss out on a lot of topics because not all the topics are needed for a project. Make sense? So for example, some projects doesn't need Unity catalog in Databricks and the Databricks workflows because they'll create those workflows in ADF. If I go by project, I'll not be teaching that Unity catalog Databricks workflows. Okay. So I'm gonna cover every single topic. Say for example, there are a couple of file formats, Parquet file format, Delta file format, and then Avro file format. Okay. So when it comes to framework, it's just a one line of code on how you create a Parquet file or an Avro file. Okay. So while I'm dealing with that particular topic, I'm gonna tell you what are the different scenarios where exactly you use those types of files. Okay. So for example, in my 10 years of experience, data engineering experience, I have never used Avro file format. I have never used, but I know when it is the right fit. Okay. So few things will definitely be theoretical, even after you get 20 years of experience, because not every time you will end up getting a chance to work on all the scenarios. Hope I'm making sense.
Yes.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
But I'll give you
Yeah.
all the scenarios where Avro file can be used, Parquet file can be used, Delta file can be used. What are the differences between these file formats? What happens internally when they are efficient? You'll get to know all these things. Okay, this is just an example, guys.
Yep.
Make sense?
Yes.
And Python,
Yeah.
in Python will not be able to get that flavor for sure because Python is a programming language. You're not building solutions using Python. Okay. So definitely Python or any programming language, you'll not be able to get that flavor. So for example, if I'm getting into, OOPS concepts, or maybe I'm getting into the frameworks like Django, Flask, that is when I can create those scenarios. I hope you are understanding the difference.
Yeah,
Okay.
we understood now difference between Python and data engineering.
Yeah. So it's not basic. You go to Udemy and see courses, you'll see all the games and maybe more examples. Okay. But the training style would still be same.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'll be very frank, guys. I won't acknowledge I know everything. Okay. So there will be times where I learn from you. Say, for example, today somebody have talked about that star B when we are doing that unpacking. I never know that I could do it because I keep always saying this, I'm an engineer, I'm not a scientist. I just look at solving the problem what I get. Okay. Since I'm into training, I have learned little more than other engineers, but still there are a lot of things which I don't know. Okay. But one thing I can assure you is I'm not gonna say something wrong to you. Okay, which I don't know. Okay. If I don't know something, I'll tell you that I don't know and I'll come back with an answer. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Then we'll catch up tomorrow, guys. Same time. Tomorrow it's going to be only 1 hour session.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
thanks for spending your weekend for us.
Actually, I should thank you guys. I mean, for me, it's my job to get this done, but you supporting the cause to complete this course, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyways, thanks for everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. See you tomorrow.
See you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, Suresh.